Last time on Knights of the Rolled Table, Jerik Darkharbor and Sarsa Demisalt went back to Emberbrook looking for clues to help find Jerik's father, Arik. They met two of Arik's business associates, Wilma and Cookie, who were also looking for Arik, and they decided to team up. They were teleported then to the Demon Spine prison, and upon questioning a barely conscious Deep Gnome guard, found out the prison had been attacked from some monstrous entity from the inside. After they snuck inside a vent shaft and reached Arik's holding cell, struggling to agree how to get him out, a large hobgoblin soldier reemerges to defend his post.
You guys have all rolled initiative, and this large hobgoblin soldier in red, who is red-skinned and very mean-looking and very large, is in front of you, and he's holding a big sword. Cookie, you are up first. What do you do?
All right, I'm going to do Moonbeam.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Well, wait, how big is this room?
Ooh.
You're on the outside walkway at the perimeter. He just jumped down from the hole above, kind of on top of one of the cells. I'll say you guys are probably 50, 60 feet in diameter.
Okay.
He's on the opposite side of the center pit.
Okay, and then
the
the
room.
cell that he's on top of, is there anything in it? No, right?
You don't know.
Well, it's not
There could-
Arik, so...
Not Arik, but there could be somebody in there, but you don't know.
Well, I'm just going to Moonbeam that area, and we'll find out the hard way.
All right.
Oh.
All right, go ahead. And what needs to happen? Does he make a save for Moonbeam?
Yeah, I'm going to need him to make a Constitution saving throw.
He rolled a natural 1. Okay, so
How do you handle
which is
that?
surprising because he has a pretty good con, but that's okay. So Vorvok is not prepared for this little half-elf that steps forward. And how do you conjure down the moonbeam?
So Cookie is going to do the little hand sizzle. He's warming his hands up. And then he's going to kind of crouch and smack his hands on the ground. And that's going to send a ripple of energy, like a snake on the ground, towards the area that this guard is standing on. And then whoosh, it's going to shoot up like a cone of energy where he is.
Yeah, so all of you guys see this sort of ripple of glowing light sort of go around the perimeter, and even this hobgoblin sees it and he's like, what is this? And all of a sudden, just kind of shoots up. You've seen radiant energy before, but this is a little different than that. This is sort of this glowing, iridescent light, and he just he's totally obliterated by it. So he fails. What's the damage there?
Oh. 7 radiant damage.
Oh, 7. Some powerful 7 moon damage.
No, I rolled a nat 1 on the first one.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's okay. So did he. So, do you have a bonus action you want to take, or is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna... I don't know. Cookie's gonna look over at Wilma and go, Do I go bear on him? Do I go full bear on him?
Well, I don't know if we're ready for that yet.
Yeah, we're not ready for full bear.
We're not ready for full bear yet.
So he's not gonna take an additional action at this time.
Not going to do it. Okay, good. All right. Wilma, you're actually up next.
Woohoo! I would like to use Eldritch Blast.
Yes. Okay.
Warlock stable.
Yep.
You have a spell attack number, which is rolling a d20 and adding
Oh.
your spell attack. And that's what you roll for each beam.
So I roll a d20 and add 6?
Hmm.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Okay. That's a 12 total for Wilma.
12 to hit. Okay, that's going to miss.
You roll per beam, though.
So you get 2 beams. So roll again.
Oh, okay. A 10, so 16.
Okay, 16 is also going to miss.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, excuse me.
Beefy.
It does have a lot of armor. So the first one kind of goes wide, and then you kind of focus it a little bit, and you shoot right at him, and it hits him pretty much point blank on the chest, but it seems to sort of bounce off of his armor. He's got like pretty thick hide and maybe some sort of magical protection.
Oh.
Seems that way. So unfortunately, both of those miss. All right, it is the Hobgoblin's turn. So the Hobgoblin soldier takes his stance, and he sees that you have opened up the door to Arik's cell, and he's going to rush forward around the perimeter. He's actually going to walk on top of some of the cells, so he'll get there a little bit faster. 10, 15, 20. Doesn't quite get there, but he's going to pull out his sword. He's just going to move closer. So he's within 5 feet of the cell. He's within striking distance of Jerik. He's going to make an attack at you. He has a multi-attack with his sword.
What's going on up there?
Shush, I've got this.
He makes 3 melee attacks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's got that.
Is that 25 to hit?
Well, yeah, that'll hit. That doesn't bode well.
That's going to be 9 damage.
Ow.
Also 25 to hit.
Ow.
Additional 8 slashing damage.
Ow.
And a 12 to hit.
Miss.
All right, so the first 2 hit. This large, like almost 4 foot long sword just slashes into you. You're like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! You know, you're really concentrating on trying to get your dad out, and all of a sudden, this sword like hits you twice across the shoulder and across the chest. The third one comes down, clang, and it hits the metal on top, going into the door of Arik's cell, and you manage to kind of dodge out of the way a little bit. This guy is very imposing. Jerik, it's your turn, followed by Sarsa.
Okay, I have Eric's stuff. Can I like drop that to him as a free action, or what?
Yeah,
would I
you
need
can
to do
you
to
can
get
drop
to
that
him?
down. You can drop down the weapons and the cloak as a free action.
All right,
You just drop
drop
it.
that off. All right, you might need these, and then I'll bonus action cast Hex on the Hobgoblin,
Okay.
and
He is hexed.
impair his dexterity, and then
Okay.
draw my sword and to attack twice.
All right.
First one was a critical hit, 28.
Yeah.
Oh dang! That missed. No, I'm just kidding. That hits. That hits.
So I'm gonna apply a 2nd level Divine Smite to that.
All right.
Get him back. So I'm just gonna roll a bunch of stuff.
So you got hex damage, Divine Smite, and
2nd. 9 plus. Nice.
plus cat.
So doubling up all of those dice with Hex and Divine Smite, that's 36. No, 36 plus 8. 40.
Gosh.
No, 36 plus 9. What is that? 36 plus 9.
That's 45.
45 damage on the first attack.
Did you not teach him how to count either?
Shush.
You
Math is out of
slash into this guy with divine energy from your vicious longsword, and he is taken aback, like, whoa! He's almost impressed. You see this little smile come across his face as he braces for another impact.
Second attack. I was like, yeah, you had enough of that, and I rolled a 9. 11.
And you come down with a long swipe, and he just kind of steps out of the way really slowly, and just clang, and you miss him, and you just kind of.
Still cool.
But you definitely hurt him. You definitely hurt him a lot. Sarsa, you're up, followed by Arik.
So I'd like to drop my rope of climbing down to Mr. Darkharbor.
Yep.
Do I need to use an action for that, or will you let me do that as a free action?
No, I'll say that you can drop it down. The rope almost has its own sentience, but you do have to give it a command.
I will tell it to not,
Okay.
which
It'll form a knot. Yeah, right above.
It
It'll
does-
knot itself.
It says
above.
it'll do it in 1 foot intervals.
Yeah.
So it'll make it easier for him to climb. And then...
finally.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So this magical rope lowers down and it starts to tie little knots itself in every little 1 foot. So you have these little, it's almost like a knot rope from camp, like a climbing rope.
Well, that's handy.
And then I'm going to point my hand out at the big nasty feller, and I'm going to attempt... Actually, you know what? I'm going to Sacred Flame him. Because I think his AC is pretty high, seeing how people have struggled. So he basically has to make a dex save, and the DC is 15.
Okay. Dex save. He rolled an 11.
So he does not save, so that means he's going to take 13 radiant damage.
Okay. Radiant energy blasts into him, and it sort of crisps and crackles throughout his form, and he seems to be even more hurt than he was before.
And then I'm going to go ahead and bonus action my spiritual weapon. So my big old anchor is going to show up next to him all shimmery, and I'll attempt to smack him with that as well.
Okay.
So that's going to be a 12 to hit.
That will miss.
Cool. Awesome. And that's my turn.
You did damage to him. Don't sound so disappointed.
No, it's good. It's all good. I'm
All right.
I'm good.
All right, good. Arik, it is your turn. You're at the bottom with a magical rope in front of you.
I have my cloak on. I have my pack on with my various magical objects within. So I very quickly climb up the rope.
Okay. We'll say use your movement for that, so you get up out of the pit, out of your cell.
All right. And and the hobgoblin is within arm's reach or sword's reach.
Yeah, he's on the other side of the opening. We'll say that you get up and you have a little bit of movement left. So if you wanted to, you could like back up a little bit, or you could strike and move if you want to.
I'm gonna strike him with my rapier with a booming blade on it.
All right. There's a bonus action to do Booming Blade, I think, but that's fine. So you cast that, and then go ahead and make an attack.
So that
blade glows with green energy.
Okay, that's a 14. Do I get a plus on the rapier? No, it's
plus 11. So a lot. 20, 25.
25, that'll hit.
All right.
1d8 plus 7.
Thank you.
There we go. That was 14 plus what? 1d8 you said for the booming blade?
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 6. So 6 plus 14, it's a 20.
Okay, 20 damage.
So booming blade is actually... You cast a spell and you attack as part of that like spell action, so he has the cunning action if he wants to hide or whatever.
Yeah, as a rogue, you can hide, or dash
that would be hard
away.
in this room. So I'll
you go back in your
dash away
cell
to get out of his. I will dash far enough back to get out of his
for sure
sword's reach.
Yeah, the flight instincts take hold of you, and you just kind of get out of the way as quick as you can.
Ah, that felt good. Feels good to stretch.
Welcome, Mr. Darkharbor. I just want to say it is an honor to be fighting alongside of you. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. Just really, this is a treat.
Well, thanks, Sarsa. I appreciate that. Oh.
Jerik, behave.
All right. So just then, you guys hear this large growling noise, and it smells really bad too. And that stench that you smelled before, Wilma, you also are sensing that in the heat of battle. You didn't really notice, but it's actually becoming more and more pungent. And then from the hole above you, this large form drops down a hulking mass of blue and black and gray with a bald head, sort of a loincloth on, and this long, almost like 3 foot long, twisted split tongue. And from his back, this kind of gassy, vapor it's fuming off of him, and it smells awful. And he just, lunges at all of you, and it's this guy is even more intimidating than the last guy, if it's possible. So he has jumped down, and he sees, the first thing that he sees is actually this hobgoblin. And he's going to look at him and make an attack. Strikes him with these long claw fingers.
Does that count as a movement on the hobgoblin, so he gets booming blade damage at the same time?
No, it's not. He's not moving.
I guess he's being yanked. Okay.
Take that. I need Jerik, Arik, and Cookie. I think you were close by to him as well. I need the 3 of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I got a 21.
All right.
8.
Got a 14.
Cookie and Arik, you smell this awful smell, this stench, and it seeps up into your nostrils, and you feel kind of like, like your muscles seize, and you feel like this feeling of like, oh gosh, I'm gonna be sick, but then you kind of shrug it off, and your natural hardened ability, you have a lot of more fortitude, and Arik, you're just so desperate to survive that you're like, no, I'm not gonna let this guy get me. Jerik, you are freaked out by this thing, and you feel the stuff gets into your nostrils, into your lungs, and it takes you by surprise, and you do not feel so well, and you are considered poisoned until the start of its next turn.
I have poison resistance again from snake thing, but I think that just protects my...
Yes!
It's not immunity. I think that probably just reduces damage.
Right. There's no damage. It's just you are just poisoned. So I think what that means is that
disadvantage and some other
disadvantage.
Things.
So we'll see what happens here. For its final action, it's actually going to pull. It's actually going to pull the hobgoblin. It grabs it around the chest and it kind of yanks it down, and it pulls it into the central pit of this floor, and they both kind of go tumbling down about 10 feet. Boom, wham, and they kind of land on the ground, wrestling around down there. It's very dark, so you can't even see really what they're doing. You just hear and
Wait, what was that?
They're fighting around. Do you hear me?
Yeah, no, I just wanted you to do that again.
There's lots of sound, so they're kind of fighting down there in this pit. It is Cookie's turn in initiative.
Nice.
Oh, and all that went about as well as I could go.
What would you guys like to do?
Did we just
Cookie, you're up.
Well, right now the guys are down underneath us, correct?
Correct.
All right.
You could just leave if you wanted to. You could use your action to run.
What do you think, Wilma?
I think it's time to go bear.
Full
That's
bear.
also not it. Go bear!
Okay. At this point, Cookie is going to turn into a bear.
Okay. So you guys all see Cookie, who has pretty much been this half-elf form, and they've been talking about bears for some reason, and all of a sudden you see Cookie's form kind of hulk out a little bit and just get larger, and the fur starts growing, and this bear form emerges, and now where Cookie was, there is a large humanoid bear wearing some, green cloth and some of the things that Cookie was wearing, but he is full-on bear now.
Yes.
I believe that's a bonus action.
Yeah,
Yes, it
Arik
is.
looks toward them and realizes in middle of the Hulk out what's going on. He says, "What? No, don't do the bear. Let's just run." But it's too late. She transforms.
What else would you like to do?
So Cookie in bear form sort of tilts his head and looks over at Wilma for some direction.
As a reminder, the two enemies are 10 foot down in the pit.
Yeah, so as Arik yells at him, Cookie the bear is gonna turn, sort of shrug at Arik, and then make a little 1-2 motion with his head towards Wilma, as in like one turn he points his head like, now should I run? And the other point he turns his head like, or should I jump inside the pit?
Oh shoot, I don't want that decision.
Flip a coin.
Okay. Down the pit.
All right, you see Cookie start running like a superhero, and he literally leaps and swan dives into the pit.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Oh no.
And he's going to go in there with an unarmed strike, right?
Sure.
Or does
Well,
he get
you're
to
a
do that?
bear, right?
You're down in the pit.
So you should
Yeah.
have your bear attack.
Multi-attack.
You have a bear attack.
Oh, I don't know how to do bear attack on this app.
Okay.
Well, what kind of bear would you say you are?
And it's a multi-attack.
You get
so...
one with the bite and one with the claws. So
All
roll
right,
roll
so
2 d20s. Start with
I'll-
that.
Yep. I can start again from the beginning so
Sure,
that it makes
okay.
it a little easier to edit. Okay, so Cookie is going to beeline towards the hole, running like a superhero, and then he's going to swan dive in and do a multi-attack, ideally towards the source of the bad smell.
Okay.
So he's going to get, a nat 20 on the first one,
Nice.
25. That'll hit.
Nice.
and a 6 on the second one.
Okay, so the first one hits. So
Okay. So we've got a 5 and a 7, plus 4 is going to be 16.
so you bite into this thing. It tastes awful, but you definitely like pierce the skin, and you get a sense that this is not an animal from this. It's not even really an animal. It's like something that's just gross and alien to you. It tastes really awful. But nonetheless, you definitely sense that you've done some damage to it. You are now down in the pit with these two things fighting off with each other. I think that's your turn. So, Wilma, it's now your turn in initiative. What do you want to do?
Cool. Wilma is actually gonna use Eldritch Spear with her Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And that's how do I do that?
I think that just lets you shoot further away.
Okay.
Eldritch Spear gives you a 300-foot range on your blasts.
Oh, okay.
We could just say for flavor, even though you don't need that because Eldritch Blast would normally hit, but you can just say like you psionically kind of form this spear shape and you shoot it down. Who are you aiming at?
I am gonna aim at the big nasty man.
The hobgoblin?
Yes, hobgoblin.
or the shadow creature thing.
No, shadow creature.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go
go
for
ahead
it.
and make your ranged spell attack.
Okay.
Roll a d20 and then add your spell attack modifier.
Yoinks. 11.
11. It's going to miss, but you get another.
wait.
You get 2 attacks with Eldritch Blast.
Does 14 make a difference? I counted incorrectly.
14 also misses,
Okay, well, never mind. There we go.
but you do get another attack.
Oh, okay.
You get 2 attacks.
I don't think I have any other attack. Oh, wait.
You're,
Can I?
Eldritch Blast. You get twice.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll again. Ooh. 19.
That hits.
Yay!
Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, 4.
Okay, 4 points. So this force energy kind of hits the shadowy creature, and it takes some damage, kind of groans. And
Nice.
he does not look terribly happy. So that's your turn. Next up, is the hobgoblin. He is not terribly happy. He's down here with a bear and a shadowy creature. He's going to use his grappling hook that he has and shoot it up towards the floor above through the hole like he did before. And he goes flying up. Let's see if the shadow creature holds on. He does. So he takes the shadow creature with him through this hole. And both of them go flying up, and you just hear this. They're on the floor above. Can't quite see what's going on through the area, but at the moment, you're out of initiative, and these two enemies have left. But seemingly they're on the floor above. You just hear bang, 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 bang.
Well, that was handy. If we didn't have to exit through the floor above.
Bear, you okay? You need help out of there?
He kind of leaps out.
The bear is about 8 feet tall, and it just kind of reaches up and pulls itself out of the hole. No problem. All right, what do you guys want to do?
Let's get out of there.
I was just going to say, I think I've trained some of you better. Let's do less fighting if possible, and perhaps more exiting.
Right?
All right, what's the plan? What do you guys want to do?
Good,
You want
boss.
to head up the hole or head up the stairs?
So the exit that leads out to the cliffside, that's not
Oh.
an option.
Well, that is 5 floors above you.
Oh.
So,
And the hole is where they.
So the hole's in the
exited.
middle,
correct.
Like,
but we don't have a grappling hook
Yes.
gun.
But you did come down through the stairs.
Because there's
So we probably head up the stairs, real stealthy like.
And you know that each floor, the stairs is separated by a gate.
Which I have a
Yep.
key of one of them.
Do you want to all head up the stairs?
Yeah.
let's go.
Let's start up the stairs.
All right, so I need you guys to all make a stealth check. So this is in your skills. So this is going to be a group stealth, so we're going to take kind of the average of everybody. So write down everybody's stealth.
Do I do a stealth as a bear?
Yes.
Yeah, stealth is a bear, which is basically going to be your dexterity.
Oh, God.
I have a 23.
Okay,
I'm very
With
stealthy.
my bonus, I got 19.
19, okay.
Oh, do I still get the +1 on rolls from my Stone of Good Luck, or does that not happen?
Is that for ability checks?
It is for, yes, ability checks.
Then
Or-
yes.
And saving throws. Hip, hip.
Then yes. So add +1.
So I have my boots of elven kind.
Right? So you're
So I have advantage on stealth.
okay. So
So
roll twice,
let's
take the
try
higher.
this. I got a 17.
Cookie, what'd you get?
5.
Okay. Jerik, what'd you get?
22.
22. Fine. Okay, that's everybody. All right. So overall, you guys are pretty stealthy. The bear is kind of banging, bang, kind of up the steps, but the rest of you are, especially the Darkharbors, are able to head up without any kind of movement. And you notice as you're passing the first floor, you know they're kind of defensively, facing off. You see flashes of red and shadow, and you smell that awful smell, but you're able to get up to the second floor, where the second floor would be on the stairway, and then, which is called the rib cage, and then you're able to go up to the third floor. And as you kind of come around the corner of the stairwell where the level called the shoulders is, which is the third level down, you see a humanoid, a human man, and a couple of guards behind him, some deep gnome guards. And this is an older human man, and he's in the stairway, and he kind of stops all of a sudden and looks down at you.
Oh, yes.
Someone is here to help me. Thank you. Oh, no, that's way too serious. Let me do that again.
I was going to say.
Stop you. You're here to help me, yes?
Yes.
And then he sees in the pack, he sees Arik and kind of gives him a look and sneers a little bit.
Darkharbor? This is your fault.
I beg your pardon.
I think he was talking to me.
Criminals. Trying to... No one escapes my prison.
Well, there's always a first time, as the saying goes. And perhaps most prisons don't have monsters loose.
And a giant shadow monster.
Arik, you actually recognize him as the warden because you met him 2 days ago when you were brought in, and he gave you sort of the warden speech as wardens do about like, my prison is going to be the best prison and no one escapes here, and if you try anything, you'll be cut down to shreds. Oh, you know, that sort of thing. You know this guy. This guy is named Warden Lumdrub. He's pretty much exactly as he sounds. He's full of himself and thinks he's the greatest.
As soon as he mentions my prison, like I know that he runs the prison, I would like to use my tiefling spell / ability and cast Enthrall.
Okay.
And it's your prison. Oh my goodness, that's fascinating. You have to tell me all about it. I'm gonna kind of like casually motion for the group to like keep moving on and move past this guy while I'm talking to him.
Okay. Is there a save for that?
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
DC 15.
He rolled a 13.
So he is enthralled with me. So basically, you weave a distracting string of words, causing creatures of your choice that you can see within range and that can hear you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Basically...
What do you want to know?
Well, it's basically that he...
I'll coax everybody, like, come on, let's go. She's doing a thing.
As I pass Sarsa, I whisper to her, nicely done, lass.
I mean, tell me all about this here prison you've got here. This is just fascinating. I mean, you built it out of a dragon, didn't you? I mean, who even thinks to do a thing like that?
It is designed after a dragon. It's the Demon's Spine prison, as you know. We've named the various floors as pieces of the spine. As
moving past.
Right. But I mean, you really kind of set yourself up for some trouble here because you got some big nasties right up top. I mean, you're going to be in trouble here, boy.
Oh yes, that Arik Darkharbor. He comes in and all of a sudden we're attacked by a terribly deformed demon, killing everyone.
Giant brown bear moving past. Bear goes past.
Right. Well, I mean, but that wasn't really... I mean, that creature that was up there, smelly, nasty bit.
Well, yes, I suppose it couldn't have been Arik, but it was his fault.
It sounds like a little bit of blame shifting, but all right. Has everybody gotten past yet?
As Cookie and Wilma are making their way past, the small deep gnomes that are next to the warden are like, boss, did you want them to stay where they were, or did you want them to move on past us? Because they're moving on past us right now.
Yeah, we could attack them.
We could attack them if you want, or we could hold them in a position.
I mean, really, I'm doing you a favor because I'm taking this man off your hands. He ain't going to bring you no more trouble. And trust me, he's going to have to contend with his son, and that's probably worse than any prison you've got here. I mean, the man can't even make a creme brulee.
So he's completely enthralled by this, yeah, Chris? And
Yep.
he can't...
Yep.
Well, as you say, that sounds like a fate worse than death. If 2 Darkharbors sounds worse than 1, if you ask me.
Oh, you're
But
telling me?
I suppose we should let you go. You will have some issues getting out, of course, but...
Right. Well, any advice you got for me would be much appreciated.
Well, as you can imagine, as the warden here, I have the only key to escape the prison. None may leave without this key. Does not leave my person.
Oh, that's a shame. I'd really like to be able to go because, you know, I'm taking these guys away, and you just agreed with me that that's a great idea. Do you think I could borrow that key? I'd leave it right by the horn for you. No need to take it with me.
Well, perhaps you could take me with you. I would rather not be here in this prison as that dreadfully, terribly deformed demon is killing everyone. I would like to leave as well. You could be my escort, my guards.
Oh. I'm gonna kind of shrug at Jerik. Like,
And all of the deep gnomes kind of hear this and they're like, okay, and then they just sort of like walk up with everybody else. They're like just joining the party. They're like, okay.
I kind of shrug and I'm like, just motion like, okay, we're going.
All right.
I'm gonna look to my dad and like make a gesture of like, I want to gesture him to like, hey, can you grab the key? Pickpocket the key, get the key.
I will continue to talk the ear off of this guy the whole time that we're walking.
Such a lovely young lady.
And I will, I'll step up behind him and I'll just take this.
Okay, well, you're probably not going to say that, but
I'm not enthralled by you.
I said it to camera. Please.
oh yeah, wink, wink.
Soto to audience.
Me to hear this whap 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 music.
I was gonna suggest the frog just go in and take it.
I'm quite...
All right, well, I need you to make a sleight of hand check, Arik.
All right. Which I'm good at. So there we go. Not that good. 15.
You managed to pull the key out of a pocket, but it's on a chain that is attached to his belt.
So he's now holding the key, but it's attached to the chain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Does the warden notice that at
the
all?
warden is still... hold on. Let's see if
He's
he
enthralled. Look at
Enthralled.
Sarsa. She's deep into his eyes.
With the enthralled, just FYI, it basically, hang on. The target has disadvantage on wisdom perception checks made to perceive any creature other than you until the spell ends or until the target can no longer hear you.
Okay.
The spell ends if you are incapacitated or can no longer speak.
So he is fascinated by Sarsa and doesn't seem to notice that you're holding the key with the chain on it. I'll have you make another sleight of hand check to try to get it off of the chain.
16.
That'll do it. So you're able to kind of move a couple of links and flip up that little latch, and it's one of those annoying carabiners, and he's able to like slip it out and pocket it. So you pocket the key to seemingly the front door of the main entrance of the prison, and the warden just doesn't notice at
The
all.
Crescent Squall 3, you say? What happened to the first two?
Oh, it's real difficult out there sometimes in the world, and it's really not. I mean, really, it's Jerik's fault.
You guys are heading up, and you reach the top level, and
I think the guards actually step away to the side to let Arik through since he's holding the key and they're waiting to get out too.
well, you're not there yet. You're not there yet. So
But we're on the way, so they're...
Yeah, you're on the way. You reach the top level, which is known as the brainstem, and you come out to the stairs, and you see like there's a bunch of cells, and all of these cells have been like smashed in, and there's a bunch of bodies that are on the ground of seemingly prisoners, and there's a couple of guards as well, because you remember the deep gnome saying that there was a big fight up here, but there's also a couple of people moving around, and they are kind of in the middle. There's also the door, which is on the opposite side as you've come up here, and it's covered with a bunch of rubble and metal beams and stuff like that. So you're probably going to have to move that before you can even get to the door. As you make your way across, you see some of these people raise up, these prisoners that have been severely injured, and they're noticing you, and they look up to you, and you're noticing that a couple of them have these odd deformities. Like one of them has a really large eye, and another one has like instead of a hand, it's this sort of like deformed kind of claw, and one of them has wings that are starting to crack out of his back, and they're bony and kind of weird. Another one has like a tail that's flipping around, that's got a bunch of spikes on it, and they're all kind of like making this horrible groaning noise as they're transforming.
Ew.
Wilma, you actually recognize, in a sense, even though it's a different form, you recognize these beings as shifters, and they are like you, but instead of shifting to a woodland creature features, they are shifting towards demonic features and demon features, and it's more of a curse than a blessing. So you definitely recognize this as a bad sign. These guys are gaining some abilities that are going to make them pretty tough to deal with, and they're all in front of you, and there's about 15 of them.
I thought I took something. Can I make them laugh? Should I give them the hideous laughter and tell them how stinky and ugly they are?
I think you can do that hideous laughter for one of them if you want.
Yeah, that'll help.
Sure. Yeah, so you can cast hideous laughter, and I think they have to make a save.
Yes, a creature of my choice.
Okay. All right, wisdom save. It's gonna fail.
No.
No, it fails.
No,
that's good. That's good. That's what you want.
Oh.
It fails.
Okay.
It fails its save, which means it fails. So,
good.
so what do you say to cast the hideous laughter?
I kind of point to the one in the middle to make an example, which sounds mean and bad, but again, this is good crime.
Sure.
So,
Positive crime.
Yeah, positive crime.
Positive.
So Wilma is gonna say, "Hey, Stinky, eat this," and then
Cast the
she
spell.
casts a spell right through her finger gun.
Right. And you all see this happen, and the prisoner, who has like these tiny little bone wings on its back, kind of looks at it and goes and just kind of laughs uncontrollably, almost to the point of pain, and it takes some damage.
I also realize, with making my character like the weasels from Roger Rabbit, that they would die laughing.
They would make those terrible.
It only makes
You
sense.
gotta laugh yourself to death.
So these creatures are still kind of painfully transforming, and you can very carefully make your way through the minefield that's these.
Ask a technical question.
Sure.
Do I see any that are missing a hand or a foot? Because I have that claw.
Do you remember what process you got it?
And did you give it a name?
Well,
Claw? What?
you remember from the boxes. I have a 6-inch black claw, and I'm just wondering if it belongs.
Is anyone missing a claw?
No one's missing a claw. You look real hard. There's a couple people that are cut real bad, but no one's missing a claw.
Fine. I'm keeping the claw.
Sorry.
Is any of them an old lady holding a cat?
No. That was old Mrs. Withers, and bless her, she's related to a prisoner that you never met. So I need all of you to make just a general dexterity check.
17.
17,
I have a 24.
15.
24, 15.
I got a 4.
Well, she's a bear, so
All right, so you guys are able to make it through. You step on, like, the bear steps on a hand or two, and but you're able to kind of make it through, and you get to where the rubble is blocking the main entrance. It's going to take a couple of minutes to try to move this stuff, to try to get to where you can even reach the keyhole, much less open the doors that are leading out to safety. As you're trying to figure out, like, okay, you guys move this rock, move this beam, you hear kind of leaps and boom, 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 and through the hole of the top floor, leaping up and landing, is this shadowy creature called the Shadow Guest, and it lashes out its twisted, split tongue at you, and kind of, and it lets out a large roar. And as it does this, all of the other kind of twisting, transforming prisoners kind of look at it, and they're like, ah, almost like a howl, like a battle howl. As you guys are, all of the heroes, the party is sort of all in front of the door. The warden and the gnomes have held back a little bit because they didn't want to walk past this minefield of people. They're like, we're going to wait over here and let you do the busy work. And the Shadow Guest leaps up, looks back at the warden, has this look of hatred and almost recognition on its face, and it's going to attack the warden.
Oh dear, Sarsa, help me.
And it scratches. Yeah, it definitely hits. It's going to slash it across the chest deeply, and it goes, right across. And the warden falls down and hits the ground on his arms. The gnomes kind of draw their weapons and face it towards this shadow demon. And I need you guys to roll initiative. Hey everybody, you've heard us talk about our host site, The Geekly Grind, before. Well, now there's even more to geek out about. The Geekly Grind just celebrated its 5th anniversary, and to commemorate this milestone, we're proud to announce the Geekly Grind Podcast Network. Right now, the network features 3 geek-centric podcasts. Blake and Spencer Get Jumped, featuring weekly episodes about anime and manga from Viz and Funimation. Comic Book Keepers, where myself and my friend Lance talk about one comic book hero, villain, or team, one issue at a time. And Knights of the Roll Table, a funny and family-friendly D&D role-playing adventure with original homebrew settings, the podcast you're listening to right now. We're also on the lookout for other geek-centric podcasts, so if you know one, or make one, be sure to tweet us at The Geekly Grind and let us know about it. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for geeking out. Hey, this is Chris.
And Lance.
Asking you to check out our new podcast, Comic Book Keepers.
Join us as we delve deep into comic lore to uncover the history behind a wide variety of comic book characters.
Each episode will feature one hero, villain, team, or ensemble, and break down what makes these heroes super.
We'll give you recommendations on what storylines to read,
explain how characters were created,
discuss adaptations, costumes, and answer comic fandom's what-if questions.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, these conversations can get pretty nerdy.
This is Comic Book Keepers.
Hey everybody, if you're listening to this and you are wondering, hey, how can I support Knights of the Roll Table? It's a really great podcast, but I don't have any money to give to them. That's okay, we're not asking for money. But I really want to support and help other people get to know the podcast. Well, I'm glad you asked that, person that's listening. If you want to help us out, the best way you can do it is to go on your podcast network of choice and go on to the ratings and review section and leave a rating or review for us. Preferably a 5-star one, but you do you. By doing that, it helps the algorithm on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever it is you're listening to us on, and we would really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Once again, I want to say thank you to Tad Stones, to Lennie, and to Chanel for guesting on this one shot that I got to host. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get back to the end of the episode. Don't forget to stay safe and make life an adventure. First in initiative is actually the warden, believe it or not. So you guys are all just like, oh my gosh, like we just let the warden get like slashed. That was not great planning on our part. And the warden starts convulsing and sort of like stretching, and this is it looks pretty bad. Wardham Lumdrub starts to convulse and his skin bubbles and you hear bones snap and twist. His whole body contorts backwards as he screams out in pain. Almost and you hear the hair. You see the hair falling out as sections of skin just kind of slough off to the floor, and he rips his shirt open. His bones begin to grow and protrude out from the torso, extending his height. Long feral claws rip out of the boots, and his fingers extend into dagger-sharp claws, 2 feet in length. He's taller and even more intimidating looking than the Shadowgast that fought you from before. He is writhing in front of you. And he is pretty gross. He's made of bone and sinew and muscle, and the bottom half of his face is showing just like muscle and skin. And Sarsa?
Yeah.
You get a sense from him. Your cleric sense kind of dings off here. And this guy is, even though he was a warden about 15 seconds ago, you get this kind of undead presence from a lot of these guys. Like some demons have like an undead feel to them. So that's what I'm going to say. So his action, his sort of turn, he transforms into this thing.
Is he still enthralled?
He's not enthralled anymore. That's a good question. It's a good question.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. The Shadowgast is actually up next because y'all rolled not that great in initiative. So the Shadowgast is going to run over and attack the first thing that is in front, which is actually Arik. And he's going to multi-attack you. So he's going to bite at you. 24 to hit.
Ow.
I believe that hits.
I assume it does.
All right. It does. And let's see. Roll some damage. You take 18 points of piercing damage, and that includes some necrotic damage. So you feel this piercing bite into your skin, and then he makes a claw attack at you, and that is a natural 1, so that's going to miss. Which is a good thing because the claws... Yeah, so you get out of the way after that bite, but the bite really hurts, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, not the strongest. Constitution saving throw is 20.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. All right, you feel from the depths of your soul this darkness, almost like your namesake is calling out to you like, give in to the darkness. And it's you feel this transformation, and you're like, no, wait, hold on, I can't do that. And you're trying to shake it off, and you shrug it off with all of your willpower, and you're managing to push out any kind of transformation that this bite might have affected you. That is the Shadowgast turn. Arik, it is actually your turn. You have a Shadowgast right in front of you. It is still hurt from before. It's looking kind of battle damaged from whatever the Hobgoblin did to it.
I will strike him again with the rapier, with the booming blade again.
Okay, make an attack.
17.
17 will hit.
Great.
So
damage is 14.
All right, slash across the Shadowgast. It carves deep into its flesh, and it looks really hurt. It's not faring too well. It kind of flares its eyes at you and screams in your face. It did not like that at all. You just get one attack, or do you get 2 attacks?
I believe.
But you know what? Sneak attack if he has a ally.
He does. Yeah, he gets sneak attack. All right. So what's your sneak attack damage?
1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It'd be 5d6.
Whoa.
5d6. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yeah, he's level 10. So.
Nice. Oh wow.
That would be a total of 28.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm good.
On 5. Oh no, with 5. Okay.
Arik Darkharbor, describe your victory on the Shadowgast.
Dang!
I slash him again with my backswing. I thrust the rapier up and slash off that forked tongue of his, and then I do a very showy wind up and a thrust through his face.
Like a classic Errol Flynn, after slicing off the tongue, you go right through the face and then pull it back out, and then he kind of falls to his knees, kind of gurgling out this black ichor out of his mouth. And all of a sudden, in front of you, all of you have almost stopped what you're doing and moving these boulders out of the way, and you see this transformation from the shadow gas, and it turns into this old man covered in demonic blood. And Arik, you actually recognize this as the old guy that was brought in with you, that from a couple days ago, and he didn't look too well a couple days ago, and you can kind of see why. Like, he was definitely, something was going on with him.
Oh, this poor soul.
And you hear him kind of gurgle out some final words.
Oh, thank you. That nasty witch might have cursed me, but at least I can die as myself. Thank you.
And he falls down dead.
Do you want to look upon him with your own eyes?
Settle down there.
Deep cuts coming in hot.
Witch? He talked about a witch?
We did talk about a witch. Next up, we have Wilma.
Yay!
You're still facing several, this giant, demonic-looking former warden who has long, pointy fingers, who is finished transforming, and many other guards and prisoners that are transforming into some sort of demonic mutants.
So can I use more than one thing if I wanted to use my cloak to make it look like I'm in one spot, and then try to use Eldritch Blast to kind of get closer?
I think your cloak just automatically projects that illusion.
I'll say yes.
Okay, cool.
Where do you want to project the illusion?
Exactly where I'm standing.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then me will also continue to advance.
Me will do this.
Me will get a little closer.
From the bizarre planet.
Me.
So the real Wilma kind of sneaks around. You want to get closer to the demon?
Yeah, I want to get closer to the old man.
Okay.
Old man.
Oh, the old man's dead. You want to get closer to the warden?
Warden, yes, I'm so sorry. The warden.
The war demon?
The warden.
It wasn't like he was a young guy.
He's also an old man, to be fair.
You are actually,
also an old man,
thank you.
I got you, girl.
And the other old man.
Okay. That's fine. So a projection of Wilma is just going to stand in there like, hey.
Yeah, kind
and
of how
then
I
the
was
real Wilma's
before.
getting close. And go ahead and make an attack.
Okay, cool. I attacked.
After Wilma is Sarsa, and then Jerik, and then Cookie.
Awesome. I rolled a 19, and so I add...
That's going to hit.
Okay, well, I'll just say that then.
Yeah, that hits. What's the damage with your... Oh, and you get, actually, with Eldritch Blast, you get 2 attacks.
Oh, okay.
So roll again.
Oh, roll again, okay.
And then we'll just add up all.
Oh, hot toddy. It's a 1.
That was a 1?
Yeah, that was a 1.
Okay, so what's your damage for the 1 Eldritch Blast?
Oh, D10. Okay, so I roll 1 D10. 10.
Wow.
10. All right. Very nice.
Thank you, Dice X.
Points of force damage. And this guy is not terribly happy. That's your turn. We're going to go to Sarsa. You're about halfway through all of the rubble that you need to move in order to open the door at all. So you can either try to move some of the barricade, or you can try to defend.
Well, this is undead, so I'm gonna make a bit of a flex here.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt
Okay.
at the big nasty demon warden guy,
That is called the Bone Claw.
the Bone Claw. I'm gonna cast it as a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
So let's see. He has to. Oh, I make a ranged spell attack. JK. Ooh, 23 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Dope. So it'll basically be 66 radiant damage.
Nice.
So give me 1 second.
Is it more if they're undead?
No, but sometimes, like for instance, like vampires have a thing where radiant damage
vulnerable.
they can't regenerate, or sometimes they're vulnerable. So it's usually a good call to try and use radiant damage against undead. So it's gonna be 20 damage.
Okay. You hit him with this radiant damage, and you notice it sizzles his skin, and he generally just seems very put off by this, and roars at you, and is definitely not enthralled by you anymore.
That's fine. Oh, one other thing is that the guiding bolt basically makes him like light up.
Yep.
So next person that attacks will get advantage.
Yeah. Next attack also gets advantage on the bone claw.
Okay.
So Jerik, it's your turn, followed by Cookie.
Are there still all these creatures around transforming?
Yes, and we haven't gotten to them yet, but
Are they transforming in a similar way to this bone claw? Not like turning into bone claws, but it looks like it's the same kind of magic.
not to the full extent. They're definitely transforming in a sense that they have demonic qualities about them. It looks like the bone claw you get the sense that he is, if you have a weaker willpower, it takes the full transformation, aka failed his con save. And people that, you can still get aspects of a demonic transformation, which is probably what's happening to the prisoners.
So I'm going to draw my sword and say, Joe, I could use the help if you could talk to your boss right now, and I'm going to channel divinity turn the unholy, which would affect fiends or undead that can see or hear me within 30 feet. They would all have to make a wisdom saving throw or be turned.
Okay. And you hear from the sword that Jerik is holding, you hear, Jerik Darkharbor! It is with great pride that I will fight alongside you today. We will cause great damage to all of these monsters, Jerik Darkharbor.
Quickly, please.
I miss you.
So wisdom saving throw, however you want to do that, for all fiends and undead.
The Bone Claw rolled a 15. What's the save?
So I assume that would be my save DC, which is 16.
16. Okay. I rolled a 15, so it fails. All of the other infected also failed. They rolled a 14.
So a turned creature must spend its turn trying to move as far away from me as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can use only the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving.
Wow. Okay. On its turn.
Yeah.
Spend its turn. Okay, gotcha. All right. That's very powerful. Good times. All right, so you see this. You guys all, first of all, everybody hears Jerik's sword talk, which is weird. But after this kind of wave, this sort of pulsing light wave goes out, and it shakes through all of the creatures on the floor that are transforming, and they all kind of like and scream out, and the Bone Claw just kind of growls and vibrates a little bit because whatever happened does not really like that. That is your turn.
So I'll position myself closest to the door so they're all clearing away from the rubble for us to try to move through.
All right.
That's a little
Cookie.
wordy for a sword, but well done, boy.
Tell me about it.
Cookie, it's your turn.
All right, Cookie's gonna pop in with another 1-2 step at the Bone Boy.
With the Bone Claw? As a bear?
Yes.
Did you want to do anything else as a bonus action?
I don't know that I have a bonus action.
Well, remember you're a multi-class.
Can I do druid stuff while I'm a bear?
Well, remember you're a barbarian.
Oh no.
Yes, you are.
So barbarians can do something.
Oh,
How are you feeling right
Right.
now?
okay. I am feeling enraged. And I would like to rage.
Yeah! Bear rage. All right, go for it. Make your attacks.
Okay. So, I'm going to go in with the multi-attack bite and claw. For the first one, so I rolled an 18 plus 5, 23. It's going to hit.
So the first one hit.
Yeah. So then for the second roll, got a 19 plus 5, so 24 to hit.
That hits. Let's
Woo.
roll some damage.
All right. So let's
Give me the total damage.
You got it. So I'm going to do 9. So 9 on the first attack, and then
Okay, 9 on the first. Got it.
10 on the second. So 19 total.
Okay, ram. Okay, so this bear looks really angry, and it goes up to the Bone Claw, who's kind of across the room now, and it just bites into it, and it's flipping it around like the Revenant, just like ripping its body, and kind of throws it across the floor. And this bear did some major damage to the Bone Claw.
So that damage breaks turn the unholy, so the Bone Claw won't be afraid of me, but all the other little creatures are, so
Okay.
nobody touch those.
So, and
For
next
a
up
minute.
is them. So all of them use their turn to get further away. So they retreat as much as they can. Some of them even go back in the cells, and some of them go across the room from where you are, away from where Jerik is, right in front of the door. I'm just kind of assuming that in between each person's sort of turn, the rest of you are continuing to move these boulders and rocks out of the way. You're like, come on, unless you move away from that area. So everybody but Cookie right now is doing. So that's the top of the round. It is the Bone Claw's turn. No longer turned undead. It does not like all of this stuff that it just you all just did to it. So it's going to run up, and it actually finds shadows near you, and it finds shadows near it, and it reaches inside of the shadow, and there is a shadowy area right next to Sarsa, and it's going to use its ability called Shadow Jump. Sarsa, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
12.
12. All right. You are going to suffer 21 points of necrotic damage from this claw that you see. This claw reach up through the shadow and pierce you from behind. This long, bony, just pierces you in the back like the worst acupuncture ever. And it's almost like it's extended its hand through the shadows and is pierced Sarsa, and you realize that, oh man, none of you are really safe because it can attack in this weird, unnatural way. That is its turn. It is.
Hang on though, I do have my reaction because I am a Tempest cleric. It's a Thunderous Rebuke, so basically I use my reaction and they have to make a dex save, and it's 2d8 lightning damage. On a fail,
Roll to 18.
18 will save, so it'll be half of that. So let me roll the 2d8. 7, so it'll be 3 damage.
As you're pierced, this natural tempest reaction, lightning strikes from seemingly out of nowhere, just from the sides. It kind of shocks it from the sides. Doesn't seem to have as much of an effect, but it's definitely it made the claw retract back into the shadows. It is now Arik's turn, followed by Wilma, then Sarsa.
All right. I will sneak attack and use my best weapon, which is the rapier. Can I also put Booming Blade on it? Because it's still a spell. Sneak attack is not.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. How many? I think you probably still have enough. Let's see, Booming Blade.
Yeah.
It's a cantrip. Okay, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
So I do my regular attack. 22.
Booming blade away. That will hit.
Damage.
Roll some damage. Falls the bone
15.
claw.
Anything extra with my booming blade?
Let me look at that. Booming blade.
Yeah.
Just that with a sneak attack.
It's 1d8 thunder damage, so roll a d8. Does not get sneak attack because it's on the other side of the room.
Okay.
Oh, but
Yeah,
it does
it's
have
got
a bear.
people
You're
around.
supposed to, right?
The
Adversaries.
well, no, because it's on the opposite side of the room from you guys.
Oh, it just reached through the shadow with its hand and
okay.
attacked
Yes,
Sarsa? Dang.
but the bear
Yeah,
is
I did
nearby.
Yeah, bear.
So Cookie's nearby, so you do get sneak attack damage. So it's 1d8 for the booming blade plus 5d6 for sneak attack.
All right, so that was a 3 for the, what were the last thing? The booming blade. And then do I do 5d8 now?
Okay. So
7. Here we go.
5d8. Yep.
5d6.
5d6. Sorry.
Sorry.
5d6.
Start that again.
Sorry.
Wait, I have a very nasty card. Did you guys?
Yeah,
see
that's
Okay,
fine.
5d6.
It was
1,
during the dead.
2,
Okay.
3, 4, 5. It's 15. So 15 plus
Right.
all that stuff.
Slash, thunder damage, boom, boom. The bone claw takes hit after hit of the rapier. You know, bears and rapiers and thunder, and it's just whack, whack. You know, it's not looking happy, and you've definitely done some significant damage to it. Well done, Wilma. It is your turn. It's on the other side of the room from you. Arik and the bear are, and Cookie are near the bone claw. You're near Jerik and Sarsa. Sarsa just got stabbed. What do? You have maybe 2 big boulders that are blocking the door before you can get out.
Are we able to like hit those boulders at all?
You can certainly try. Like enough force, like a force from an eldritch blast, or
Oh,
like
I didn't
you know,
think
you could use a strength check to try to just blast them out of the way. I mean, there's a couple. It's whatever you think you want to try to do.
Eldritch blast the rocks.
Okay, you get 2 attacks. They are rocks, so their armor class is very low.
I'm gonna double. I think I'm gonna spend both Eldritch blasts to those rocks, so we can just get the
Hit the rocks?
frig out of here.
Okay, make your spell attacks.
Oof! Oh my god.
Must have been really good.
Yeah, totally. You won't believe it. I rolled a
What'd you
1,
roll?
and my second one
plus.
plus 6. So
Yeah, so that so you're like, I got this Eldritch Blast, and you're like, bam, and you shoot at the door itself, and you're like, oh wait, no, the rocks,
The
right?
rock.
Not the door.
I call out, he's over here!
You guys all see Wilma just shooting the door for some reason.
And second one was a 16, so plus 6 is 22.
That'll hit. Okay, so the second one, force damage right into one of the boulders, just shatters into rubble, and now there is one big boulder in front of the door that you need to move before you guys can get out. But well done.
Yay!
Sarsa, it's your turn, followed by Jerik.
How far is the bear from eating the bone
Now
claw?
he's about 10 feet away, and Arik is about 5 feet away.
Arik is within 5 feet of him.
Oh, I should have dashed.
Okay. Well, I want to try and cast. It's okay. I want to try and cast Shatter, but I'd like to try and cast it so that the radius. It's a 10-foot radius.
You could do that. Yeah.
Sphere, so that it only gets as best as I can.
Yeah, you could do that. It would also hit some of the other transforming prisoners.
What are you gonna do?
Well,
Get him.
let's
Okay.
mess him up. Like, we're trying to mess this guy up. Plus, I have turn undead too, so if we need to go do that again, and mine actually will probably kill them.
Get him.
So I'm gonna shatter, and basically he has to make a con save.
Right. Oh, that's 18 plus 2, so he's going to succeed.
Okay, so he's only going to take half damage,
Right?
but yeah, he's only going to take half damage.
He drinks his milk.
What a crock of poop. I rolled on 3d8s. I rolled 2 1s and a 2.
Oh,
Well, she's tired.
Sorry,
For
Jen.
4
I'm so
damage.
sorry.
She's getting a little bit of like performance anxiety because Arik is like right here, you guys.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, oh god.
Despite that, it definitely hurt. I mean, like, it was 4 points of, it's like when you pull a hangnail out, it's like, ah! it's not significant, but it was definitely painful for it. So,
Well, imagine a hangnail
and
on
then
that guy.
bonus action.
Yeah, on that guy, it's really-
Bonus action. My spiritual weapon. I'm gonna smack at him with that,
big ol' anchor shows up right near him.
and that's a 23 to hit,
That'll hit.
and that's gonna do 7 damage. So hey, I did something.
Hey, there you go. This big anchor, he's like, I will destroy all of and just smashes him in the side of the head. Bang! Jerik, it's your turn. Your dad is facing off against this giant 8-foot-tall bone claw. There's a bear near it that also attacked it. Sarsa just hit it with a big anchor. There's one boulder left. What do you want to do?
All right, enough of this. I'm going to move my hex to it, and I'm going to charge at it with my vicious longsword and attack.
Yes.
First one, I should have done Hexblade's Curse. It's a 27.
That'll hit.
Rolled a 19. 15, and I will smite it as well.
Okay.
Oh, I rolled another one, so 15, 22. 22 damage on that first attack.
Okay.
Then I'll hit it again. Only a 13.
13 is going to miss.
Well, there we go. And I'll stay up in front of
All
it,
right.
trying to keep its attention.
All right. Cookie, it's your turn.
Oh god.
All of the like undead creatures, they like shifted their angle, running away from me as I moved toward it.
Bone Claw's looking really hurt.
I'm gonna do the multi-attack at Bone Boy, whatever Jen called him. I loved it. So 17 to hit on the first one,
Yep.
nat 20 on the second.
They both hit.
Okay, and then we're gonna do
Nat 20?
yeah.
Nice.
Whoop, whoop.
That's a natural 20.
Bang, bang.
Yay! Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got
Roll some of that damage.
2, so that equals 11 on the first attack, and on the second attack. So it's a 2d6. So how much am I actually rolling since I critted?
4d6
Okay,
plus whatever the
I
attack.
gotta have 2 6s so far. Oh, there's the one keeping me humble. Okay, math is hard. 21 on the second hit, so that is a total of 32 damage.
32 damage.
Wow.
Nice.
Describe your victory.
Woo!
How do you destroy this? How do you destroy this bone claw?
Cookie is going to go whap whap with his bite, and then with his claw, he's going to reach for the jugular and rip it out.
Oh. All right, so the bear just goes for full bear rage battle, and you're still raging too, so it's pretty bad. So he just kind of just takes his bite and rips out the throat of this guy, and it kind of crumples down. It's withering away. You see like the kind of ash is sort of falling and flying out from its form, and its demonic form starts to fade, and it slowly starts transforming into the bloody and damaged body of the warden, missing most of his neck now, and it just kind of gurgles out like he just falls down, defeated and laid to rest. And all of the prisoners that have some sort of deformation are still cowering away, knowing that Sarsa and Jerik can both probably scare them because they have some sort of undead presence in their bodies now. So I'll say for the sake of time, you're able to move away that last boulder from the door, having defeated the Bone Claw. You are able to use the key that you stole off of the warden earlier, unlock
All right,
the
this
door.
fits in here, and voila.
And you head up. You head up towards the final set of steps through the main lobby. There's a little lobby. Who knew? Grab a couple of brochures and and you head up through the
Reception clerk.
The reception clerk is dead, but the reception clerk was the guy that you talked to at the beginning.
The concierge is behind his counter.
Yeah. Yes. And you make it into the snow-capped mountains of the Frostbeard Mountains through the top of the Demon Spine prison with Arik Darkharbor, and you're in the snow. A little bit ahead of you, you see your ride. Jordan is kind of like, standing with his arms crossed, like
tick tick.
Yeah, except
all right, you lot, you ready to go? Where are we going?
Yeah, so you kind of make your way towards them. You have a second to breathe as the day has been won, and you're making your way towards your journey back to wherever you want to go.
Hey, Arik, you want to see my ship?
I'd be delighted, but I fear I have to go to Valentrell. There are dark times happening there. Something strange is happening. I don't know if you've learned about it, but there are people I trusted that turned on me. I have to get back and see what's going on. Can you drop me off, though?
Of course. We can do that, right, Jerik?
Yeah, I suppose we can do
Jerik.
that.
Fabulous. Now you got to tell me some stories of when your son was little.
Oh, yes. I have many of them.
Okay.
And Jerik, I know I was a little feisty being locked up and tortured for 48 hours, but I'm proud of you, boy. You did a great job. You and that little wordy sword of yours.
Hey, what about us, boss?
Oh, of course, you did great.
Yeah, Cookie is turned back into his elven form at this point, and he is looking at...
Cookie, good to see you again. Less hairy.
He's looking at Jerik and Arik with his arms crossed. So, proud of all the antics of your son, huh?
Well, yes, you did a great job. I'm sorry, but I haven't seen my boy in a long time, and I thought he, for the most part, was useful.
Haven't seen your boy in a long time?
Yes.
Do you really not know?
No what, Cookie?
Do you want me to step away here?
I'm also your boy.
What? How is that? What are you talking about, Cookie?
Do you not remember? A wood elf? My mother?
I'm going to pull out my flask and hand it to Jerik.
I take it silently. Take
a wood elf? What? When I was a teenager back then. What? You? My son?
Oh, I'm all grown up now.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. This stubbornness had to come from somewhere.
Listen, I can give you a lot of pointers on this. He is stubborn, but deep down, he's an okay guy. You just gotta tolerate the arrogance and him telling you what to do all the time, but he means well. And
I wish he had been around to tell me what to do.
he really needs the spotlight all the time. He just can't let anybody. He's gotta be, I'm the big hero. Can't possibly just pipe down for a minute.
I'm a father again? Are you telling me I'm a father again? One wasn't enough? I have two? Oh.
You know, I've got a lot more whiskey on the ship. If you lot want a ride to wherever you're going, I say, let's go. We'll get on the Crescent Squall 3. I'll open up a couple bottles and we'll take a moment and hash this out like one big happy family, more literally for some of us than others.
Well, the drinking part sounds very good. Perhaps we'll go.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier that I knew, but I'd like to spend the time traveling, getting to know more about you, Dad, if that's okay.
Of course, son. I think I'd like to hear a lot of details.
Cool.
Jerik, do you think you've got any children running around that you don't know about?
I don't know. We'll see.
I could
I'll
use
have
a
to check
flask
the
of my
next
own.
prison. Dad, it's good to see you. Glad to know you still have surprises in store.
Thank you, Jerik. And Jerik, meet your brother.
Hi.
As you take the time to reflect on the whirlwind scrape with death you just had, the sun setting in the west past the mountains, and you're able to live another day after scraping with the undead and the denizens of the Demon's Spine prison. Arik is now safe, although there are other mysteries lurking and bigger forces at work. And who was that hag that cursed that old man? And now you have new family connections to try to figure out what that means. We'll have to wait for another day, and that's where we'll end the adventure.
Yay!